Happy Sunday, friends. Okay, so I have some things I want to talk about, and the first thing is overwhelm. Because I think so many of us can relate to that. Like, June is barreling forward. I feel like summer's going to be over in a blink, and I'm living in this sense of FOMO, like I'm behind, or it's just going to happen too quickly, and I have all these scattered thoughts. And so if that's where you're at, I am inviting you to grab a cup of water or something and sit your butt down with me as we kind of just talk this through. And maybe it will help you come up with a game plan for this coming week. Maybe it'll just help you feel better that you're not alone. And maybe this is your gut nudge to begin something, or to realign something, or to commit to something. So I invested in this really awesome training, and it is exploding my brain because there's so much really awesome material. And I'm a go big or go homer. I just want to let's just get to it. Let's deal with it. But 90% of it is transforming, identifying what your actual thoughts are, and then transforming those thoughts, because so many of us have thoughts that keep us stuck. We have these stories. Even if you are like me and you're a personal development junkie and you've been on this transformation for a while, I am realizing that 90% of what I think is not factual. It's just thoughts, and they're driven by feeling, and it's this kind of weird cycle. So today, I took yesterday off. I didn't plug in anywhere. I just took it off to be in the moment and to live my life. And when I do that, I always come back feeling recharged, but I also feel like, oh no, I'm behind. I have to make up for yesterday. It's like this weird hamster wheel syndrome. So what I did this morning, and what I'm asking you to do as well, no matter where you're at with your journey and where you want to go, is to make a thought dump and just literally open a notebook, open your phone, open your computer, and just puke everything in your brain, well, as much as you can, on paper. And then you can look at that thought download that you just had, and you can see what is the priority. Obviously, it's just like a to-do list. You're never going to get through all of it. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not asking you to schedule all those things. I'm not asking you to figure it all out. It is literally one bite at a time. It is one action at a time. What is the most pressing in your thought dump? What is the thing that keeps resurfacing? Maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a thought, maybe it's an emotion. What is it? Figure out what that those one or two things are, and then how can you take action towards it this week? Doesn't need to be all or nothing. I mean, I'm challenging you. I made that post this morning because one of you messaged me and you're like, okay, how do I start with this? And I was like, well, what do you mean, how do you start? You just start. You just start. I just start. I had to give myself that pep talk today because I was like, holy crow, I have all these different things and notes, and there's so many modules, and I need to do this, and I'm going to paint a wall, and I need to do the laundry, and I need to Shannon's home from camp. I literally was like a squirrel on crack. It was not pretty. And I had to just take a deep breath and put on my own oxygen mask and yeah, tomorrow isn't promised, but me running around like a crazy person isn't going to make today the best day ever, right? So I did. I had a thought download. I puked it all on paper. I had a lot of resistance around, ooh, am I really thinking this? Do I really want to put this on my paper? But I did. It was mostly for me. It was feelings and thoughts, And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, how can I plan this next week so that I'm living in the moment and I'm finding success in my journey, and I feel like I'm getting headway and making traction without completely robbing myself of joy and finding the fun. And that sounds like a lot of things, but it's really not. So what do you need to do this coming week to get momentum on your journey? If you are a coach in my tribe, which you obviously are because you're in one of these groups, and you want to commit to working with me 4 to 5 days a week, you're going to message me. I was like, where could I put this? I could put it in the coach page. I could put it in a messenger thread. I could individually text message a bunch of you. But this journey it's a personal thing, right? And it's you deciding what you want in your life, whether or not you want to commit to a workout program, whether or not you're tired of your broken thoughts, or you're feeling like you're super scattered. This is something that you will decide if you want to do this with me. So if you do, Caroline, if you want to work with me 4 to 5 days a week, little tiny pockets, text me today and we'll figure out a plan, okay? I'm not going to hunt people. I'm not going to drag people because I know that doesn't feel good for me. It doesn't feel good for you. So as your fearless leader and coach, am encouraging you to make that thought download today, to just puke it on paper, brain dump it all. Don't judge yourself. It's okay. First of all, you're going to create space in your brain for the stuff that actually matters, because so many of us are just chasing these little thoughts all day long. Oh, I'm behind with this, and I need to get to that, and what about this, and I need to do that, and oh crap, blah, blah, blah. And it's Father's Day, and I think that for a lot of us, there's a lot of charged feelings around Father's Day, okay? So bite-sized pieces, but puke it all on paper, all the stuff you need to do, and then you just pick one and you take action. So I made my little action plan for this coming week. It's not crazy. It's not huge. It's not massive, but just like with your workouts, your nutrition, it is that consistency piece that matters most. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to fall off track. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to be like, well, what do I do now? You just do the next right thing. You know in your heart of hearts what the next right thing is. The next right thing is to put down the donut. The next right thing is to drink some water. The next right thing is to listen to something that inspires you. The next right thing is to move your body. Or on the flip side of that, maybe the next right thing is for you to rest and take a little nap, or prioritize your sleep, or get off social media. Like, you know what you need. And we all go through this. I think a lot of us go through life and we're like, I need someone to tell me what to do. I need them to create clarity in my life, because we're scared, right? It's scary to get clear around what actually matters, but you already know what matters. You already know what you need to do. It never will be perfect. Listen to me. It will never be perfect. You're never going to be able to get all the things done. You could go through life like a freaking robot and cross everything off of your to-do list, but the next day, the majority of those things will refill. So if you're not finding joy, if you're not finding your own wins, if you're not prioritizing fun and play and rest, who wants to live that life, right? So tomorrow, it's a Monday. Where are you at with your journey? What do you need to prioritize? What feels off kilter in your life? Like, you get to realign, okay? It doesn't need to be perfect, and doesn't need to look like mine or anyone else you follow on social media. It's yours, it's personal. And if that means that you need to prioritize your devotion and rest, then that's where you go. If you keep making excuses and you keep hitting the same roadblock, well, then that's where you take a little time to dig in there and be like, what am I scared of? What is actually in the way? What feelings am I assigning to this that aren't making me feel good or inspired or built up? Because I'm telling you, after investing in this major program, I have so many stories. For someone who's done so much personal work, like literally, I'm doing therapy. I've done so much of the work, and yet I'd have all these thoughts. And at first it makes me feel kind of sad, like I'm clearly need more work. But then it's also like, wow, this is me. This is me keeping me stuck. This is me keeping me in that space, just like this is you keeping you in this space. If you are not finding your wins, that's a really great place to start. Be your own highlight reel girl, okay? Like your hype girl. That's what I'm trying to say. Be your own hype girl. I drank my water. I moved my body. I listened to Sarah. I showed up today. I made a thought dump. I puked it on paper. And even if that's as far as you get, you puke it on paper and then you're overwhelmed, I want you to find the win and the fact that you allowed all that stuff to come out on paper. And maybe you judged yourself. I judged myself because we're human. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. But if you just keep it up there percolating around, it's not going to serve you. Versus puking it on paper, maybe going and doing a workout or moving your body or listening to something that inspires you or turning on some music super duper loud and then coming back to it and being like, how much of this are just thoughts? How much of this is just feelings? How much of this doesn't actually dictate whether or not I'm winning today? I want you to win. I don't need you to come through with a gold medal. I want you to show up for yourself because you made a promise to yourself. And if you don't have a current promise, guess what? On this Sunday, it's the perfect day to realign and say, I'm going to promise myself that I'm going to show up for 15 minutes every single day. And I'm going to lower my standards around what showing up for myself means, but I'm going to raise my personal bar where me showing up for myself is a non-negotiable. Did you hear what I just said? It is okay to lower your standards around what actually showing up means, but raise the bar as in, I won't tap out. I won't say, sure, today got too busy. No. That's not what this is. It's going to be busy. It's summer. Our schedules are all a little off kilter. This is just part of realigning and figuring out what you need, okay? But you can say, I'm making a fresh promise to myself that this week, every single day, I'm going to commit 15 minutes to my journey. And if that means you just push play to see where it goes, you push play and see where it goes. And you count that as a freaking win. Maybe you'll feel inspired to keep going. Maybe you'll do 5 minutes and you'll be like, holy cow, they're trying to kill me. You still count that as a win. And then tomorrow, you don't pick up where you left off. You go on to day 2. I'm more interested in you winning and getting momentum than I am you having this like picture perfect body and checking off every single day like a perfect robot. Because there's no win in that. If that's how you're looking at your journey, it's going to suck all the oxygen out of your sails. And you're going to hate every freaking second of it. Instead, I want you to flip the script. I want you to be proud that you're choosing to show up. You are raising your personal bar. I'm making a promise to myself that I'm going to commit 15 minutes to my journey every single day. And maybe 5 of that, you start with movement. And maybe the other 5 is listening to something that inspires you or doing a devotion or meditating. You guys, like there's so many ways that you can win. And sometimes your win is going to come from the self-care, from taking a shower or painting your toenails or laying down with a good book. Okay? Those things still go into your wins category. We are not here for a number. Stop chasing the number, stop being obsessed with the outcome, and trust the process. Commit to making that promise to yourself and then keeping it every single day. I want you to be able to shuck and jive as life happens. Maybe your kid is sick, maybe you are traveling, but that doesn't mean that your journey goes on the back burner. It doesn't mean that you break a promise to yourself. You're gonna keep that promise come hell or high water. There are days, so I've decided that one of my promises, I feel so much better when I'm meditating and listening to my vision. Does that mean I want to do it every single day? No, it doesn't. There's so many days where I come up, I have the little thoughts. Oh, you're too busy. You don't have time. You need to focus on this other stuff. You have a really busy day ahead, so we just need to bypass all that. But then I have to check it before I wreck it and remind myself, no, Sarah, you made this promise to yourself. And there are few things in life that feel worse than breaking a promise to yourself. You have to keep your promise to yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you. That's your gift. It is your right. It is your responsibility. So make a promise to yourself. So storms are rolling in. It's getting dark in here. I made the promise to myself that I am going to not break my streak. I'm like my kids on Snapchat. I'm not going to break my streak. I'm going to show up and I'm going to click that button every single day. I'm going to meditate. And you know what? Yesterday, I was in the car. The day was already busy. I slept in a little, so I didn't start my day. That doesn't mean I didn't keep my promise to myself. It just meant I had the nudge, my gut knocked and said, remember, you made this promise to yourself. So we're sitting in the car and we're driving the freaking 3 hours to, this is our life. We drive everywhere here, which is fine. And so I pushed play on my meditation app. I listened to it. I didn't even meditate, but I kept the promise that I'm going to go through the motions and I pushed play. So I listened to it for 20 seconds, and then I turned it off. Was it perfect? Was it exactly what I set out for? No. That was me lowering my standard, but raising my bar. I made the promise. Hey, calm down. I wasn't going to quit on myself. It's okay. No cats were harmed. They're just talking. And then I was like, okay, so that was my meditation box, check. And then I moved on to my vision. Same thing. I actually lowered it in the car because I don't want anyone to hear my vision. But I still showed up to it. I still kept the promise. And then today, when I had a little more time and a little more space and a little more privacy, because I'm still weird. I've been working out. I've been coaching now for freaking 8 years. But I still don't like to work out in front of my husband. I still don't like to do lives in front of my family. Like this, it's just what it is. And that's fine. I'm still keeping the promise to myself. So today, like I was starting to say before I went off on a tangent, I had more time. I had more privacy. I had more space. So I was able to devote more of it. But the whole point is you need to make a promise to yourself. And it's a personal promise. You don't need to make my promise. You don't need that, okay? You know what you need. Maybe it's workout. Maybe it's nutrition. Maybe it is rest. Maybe it's freaking joy. Maybe it's turning on music for 5 minutes and dancing like no one's watching. Like, I don't know. I don't care. It's a personal thing. We're not clones in this group. But I need you to make a promise to yourself. You need to make a promise to yourself. And then you do your best to touch it every single day, no matter freaking what. I'm challenging you to do this for 2 weeks, 3 weeks with me. Okay? make your promise and touch it every single day, even if, like I did yesterday, it's just going through the motions and it's keeping the streak going. It is you choosing to highlight your wins. So was yesterday a win? No, not really. I mean, on paper, I didn't work out. I didn't do my full meditation. I didn't listen to my full vision. I didn't even do my personal development. But was yesterday a win in the sense that I prioritized what I needed in the moment? Yes. Was yesterday a win that I was with my family and I didn't scream and freak out because, you know, they were living life and interrupting mine? I didn't do that. I allowed myself the imperfection of just being fluid and in it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's something that this list creator, rule follower, firstborn, type A personality, Enneagram 3, that's who I am. And I'm not going to change her because there are so many gifts, just as much as there's things that are potentially like, you know, downfalls with those personality traits. I can highlight my wins or I can highlight my shortcomings, which will make me feel better, which will move me closer to my goals, which will keep me motivated to keep showing up and inspired. Holy cow, it's getting dark in here. So anyways, what promise are you going to make to yourself? What are you going to do that will make you feel proud and joyful and excited? Recommit to a program. If you're doing something that's sucking the soul out of you, it's okay for you to put it back on the shelf. That's not you quitting. That's not quitting. That's realigning, okay? If you unlocked Gut Protocol and you're like, where do I start? You literally start by opening the app on your phone, on your TV, whatever, and going to start here. You watched a couple of videos. You don't need to consume all the information. You just start where you are and you just do the next right thing. And some days will be total winners and some days will be flops. But every day that you commit to your journey is a day that you can choose to create your own highlight reel, that you can choose to collect your wins. Okay? Okay. We're all in different seasons and in different places with our journeys, and that's totally cool. I want you to win. There. Okay, so anyways, like tomorrow, fresh start, new beginning. Let's all go in with wherever we need to be in our journeys. Okay? Second, if you are part of the coach tribe and you want to have this cool little ditty that I learned in another training, and you want to participate in me, progress over perfection, let me know and we'll figure out a way to like sync up and make that happen, because this business and this journey are intertwined. And that's what I love most about being a coach is it's not about me being an expert. It's not about me having all the stuff on social media figured out. It's not about any of that. First and foremost, it's about my journey. It's about me putting on my own oxygen mask and choosing to take the action every single day to be proud of where I'm at so that I can be a happier, healthier, saner mom. Because everything that I do, they will mimic. And for me, that's always been a big gut nudge, just like they will do what I do. So if I am not happy, proud, excited, joyful around how I'm living my life, I am literally painting the picture of what they could potentially model. And so that always inspires me to do better, right? Right. Okay, so anyways, tomorrow, fresh start, new beginnings, make a promise to yourself, make that thought dump today, just puke it all on paper, voice dictate it to yourself. If you're like, I don't even, like that just overwhelms me. It overwhelmed me too. I've been thinking about it for like a week. You need to do a thought dump. You need to do a thought download. You need to just puke it all on paper. And I legit had resistance. I don't want to. I don't want to get all the stuff ping-ponging around in my brain on paper because I don't even know how to start writing it. Like it just felt so overwhelming. And then I was like, well, I don't have to perform a lobotomy. I don't need to get every single thought out of my brain, but I need to get some of them out. Okay? So it's not like you have to do all of it. You're just getting some of it out. And that is how you get a little bit of clarity around where you're at and what you need next. Okay? Okay. So I done my thought dump. I came up with like a couple little things that I'm going to commit to this week. Okay, progress over perfection, but I'm going to lower my expectations around it needing to be perfect or to look a certain way or happen in a certain time of my day because it is summer and there needs to be fluidity with that, right? And then I'm going to take action. I'm going to lower my expectations around how much of all of that I will do, but I'm going to raise my personal bar as in I'm going to touch this 5 days a week. 5 days a week. It's going to be uncomfortable. And there will be plenty of excuses and reasons why I don't want to, or I can't, or I shouldn't, or tomorrow. But I am making a promise to myself because I matter, and so do you. All right? And then next up, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to work out. And I'll post about it here. I'm going to share my accountability. I'm going to make my shake. I'm going to eat some food today. It doesn't have to be so overwhelming. It's just your journey. You're just living life, and you're just reframing and retraining your filter on finding your wins and on making everything bite-sized. Like, I could have another cup of coffee, or I could have my water. What will serve me? What will make me feel better? What will make me feel more proud? Here comes the thunder. Okay, I'm gonna work out. So I'm fist bumping you. If you need anything, please let me know. I've been getting some random phone calls. If you have my cell phone number, you are more than welcome to text me, but don't call me. I won't answer. I just won't. There you go. You have it. So if you're in my inbox, I haven't been on Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger a couple days, but I'm going to catch up there. Otherwise, you have everything you need. You can do this. Bite-sized pieces, okay? Just do the next right thing. Make that thought dump. What are you going to commit to this coming week? Take some action. Surrender the need for perfection or to look like anyone else's, because it's not going to. And just collect your wins.